Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from April 10th to the 16th, and I'm using this Apple Blossom Prince Co. Sorry if you can hear Janet. Yeah? She's got things to say. Anyway, currently, while I'm doing this voiceover, it is May 16th, so we are still a month behind, and I really don't know when I'm going to catch up. I have been very, very busy, which I guess I'll talk about whenever I get to current plan with me's. But for now, we're focusing on this week. This week was good and bad. A lot of just like a shitty mood in the beginning of the week, and that's honestly sort of how I'm feeling today in real time while I'm doing this voiceover. This is actually my second attempt. I even saved and edited the other video, but I'm in a slightly better mood now. It's been about an hour or so we're gonna try again and see how it goes. I have a feeling I'm going to ramble. That's just where my brain is today, so I will try to keep it at a minimum, but if I ramble, I'm not going for a third try. This is what it is. As far as the kit this week, I love it. It's beautiful, it's calming, it's serene, it's lovely. It's all of these blues and neutral tones and a little bit of dark green. And of course, this cat sold me. I just love everything about this kit. And you will see in a minute that I decided to include some silver foil. I haven't done foil in a while, and the last time I did it, I wasn't happy with how I did it and sort of wish I had just let the kit be. But this week it really worked out. Silver is definitely my favorite foil, and it's a Mod Podge because I don't buy foil anymore, so I just grabbed what I had. And yeah, you can see this is a totally different time that I'm putting down this foil, so the lighting's a little weird, but it'll get better in a second. I don't even know why I had the lighting like this. I just did. I apologize. But as far as big events this week, there really weren't any. I did finally go jeans shopping, which was only mildly traumatic. And my boss was back in town. So I guess those are the two main things I did. So exciting, so riveting. So let's get into it. First, starting with Monday, of course, I marked that I had my in-office day, and also my boss was back, and I used this Coffee Monsters Co. zombie holding a coffee and smiling because I feel this is the epitome of me when my boss is in the office. And also I obviously, especially if you follow me on Instagram, I'm constantly complaining about work and anxiety and how much I hate my job and my life and blah, 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 blah. Shut up already, I get it. All that being said, my boss is great. She's a lovely human. I am just an introvert who has very little social battery left. And so when I'm tired and hate my life, I don't really feel like putting on a show for my boss, pretending that I'm a people person and I'm, she should be so happy that she hired me because I'm just so amazing. It's an act, and it uses a little bit of energy. So anyway, hence the zombie. After that, I marked that Joe got me Royal Farms chicken for dinner, and I know it's not the healthiest thing, and I really need to start eating better. Sorry if you don't want to hear about weight. There will be some weight talk just in this video a little bit because I did go jean shopping. I will try to keep it to a minimum, but I'm just saying I know I need to be eating healthier. If I'm so upset with my weight gain, why the hell am I eating gas station chicken? It's an amazing question, but it was free. It was free, and we are in a recession, so can't say no to free food. Yeah. After that, I took a nap, which I have done the past couple Mondays, and I'm not happy with it. I keep thinking that the nap will give me more energy on Tuesday, but it doesn't. It just wastes 1 to 2 hours of my Monday night, so I just need to cut that out. It's not doing anything for me. And then we watched the challenge, and we scrolled on our phones for a little bit, just sharing funny reels on Instagram. I've been trying to stay off TikTok just because my TikTok algorithm is giving me a lot of just really depressing stuff and a lot of political stuff, and then I spiral out of control. And for whatever reason, Instagram just gives me funny things. So even that I'm not doing very often. I very rarely go on my personal Instagram anymore just because it's all just people trying to make you jealous, and I don't need that. Anyway, I did make the mistake of staying up until 2 a.m. I was just having a really good time and I didn't want to go to sleep, but that was a big mistake because the first thing I marked on Tuesday was that I was just feeling really sad and guilty. I was feeling sad because I was really tired, obviously, and I just did not want to get out of bed. And then I was feeling guilty because I was in such a bad mood. I had no self-awareness, and I was just stomping around and making a bunch of annoyed noises while I was getting all my stuff together. And I woke Joe up because I just was making way too much noise because I was angry at myself. And anyway, I need to be a little more self-aware because he wouldn't be stomping around in the morning. He tries to let me sleep. So that was obnoxious, and then it just made me feel bad, and I'm a very guilty person, so I carried that into the morning. Then I just marked that I worked, and then this, I am calling myself out. I got so angry about this, and I honestly think it's because I was already in a bad mood, and it's really not that big of a deal, but it's just the one house chore that is not mine. And to be honest, I've been doing it a lot anyway because my roommate has been away on the weekends, and so trash is now my responsibility half the time. But this weekend she was home, and so she took care of the trash. And then she left to go to her mother's house, I believe, this Tuesday morning. So I ran into her, and as she's leaving, I'm coming home, and I realized that the trash smelled so bad that the entire living room, kitchen area smelled like rotting food. It was terrible. And so I just got really annoyed that not only did we waste a trash bag, which I know isn't a big deal, it's 20 cents. I know, I get that. In hindsight, I get it. I was overreacting. But we have to buy these extra big trash cans because Tall Kitchen don't fit. We got a cheap trash can when we first moved here, and the opening of it is so wide that we have to get lawn trash bags. You know what I mean? And honestly, the thing that upsets me more about it is it's just 1 week sooner that I have to go buy trash bags. I don't know. It wasn't a big deal, but I had to take the empty trash bag outside because there was one little thing at the bottom that just reeked. So yeah, I was annoyed. I didn't want to do the trash, and it was a waste of a bag, but it's fine. It's fine. People make mistakes. It's not that big of a deal. Calm down. Then on my break, I tried doing a pull workout. I thought about trying to do push-pull because I know that's something people do in the gym, but I have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't know. I've been doing one upper body day, one lower body day, and then trying to get walks in throughout the week to make up the rest of my movement days. But I'm ready to move on to more weightlifting workout days. And I thought that push-pull would, be a good way to work out different muscles. It only lasted one day though. I did a pull workout this day and never kept up with that. Somebody help me. So yeah, then I just did a puzzle for a little bit. I planned, and then I did something that was really good for my mental health. I wrote in a notebook / I wrote right in journal. I journaled for a little while, and I need to do that maybe once a week. Maybe I should try to do that on Tuesdays because I am home alone in my room, and I'm usually the most upset at the beginning of the week, and I think I should try to at least once a week just get my thoughts and emotions out because I bottle a lot in and implode. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked was that I decided to work from the couch this day. Something that I like to do when I'm not feeling well or I'm feeling anxious and angry and all this is I like to change my environment as much as possible. And I never work from the couch because it's not really the most convenient desk setup. But this day I did just to feel something different. And then I marked that I was just stuck inside on the most perfect day. The weather was perfect. And all I wanted to do was just go outside, drive to a park, and read a book in the grass. But I did not. I stayed on the couch. Then I marked that they were painting our stairwell / hallway outside. I guess because the guy who owns the condo above us is trying to sell and he wants to like make the building look a little nicer. It wasn't too distracting, but I have stage fright and phone anxiety, so knowing that these painters are right outside my door, hearing every word I say, is a little uncomfortable. I marked that I was finally caught up with Sister Wives. I cannot wait until the next season for all the drama. I love it. Live it, breathe it, fantastic. Best show to just like listen to in the background when you don't want to pay attention to something. And then I also marked that this day I watched The Night House, which had been on my list for a really long time, and I highly recommend it if you like suspenseful thrillers. The reason it took me so long to watch this movie is because one night I turned it on and the very first scene to me is a little boring. And so I went to bed and never watched the movie. But if you just get past the first scene, it picks up right away and it's interesting. And there is a twist at the end. It's not like the most crazy twist, but there is a twist. So I very much enjoyed it. I do recommend. Then I went over to Joe's to see his brother-in-law, niece, and nephew, and we ordered Domino's, which was really good. And his nephew spilled an entire soda all over the place, as one does. And Joe had this whole elaborate Easter egg hunt ready for them with little cute Easter baskets, and he had birthday gifts for his nephew, and they were just completely unfazed. So I think we're just gonna tone down the special things we do for them, because honestly they're just so spoiled that it means nothing to them, and it's not worth the hassle. But then everybody left and Joe pulled out the good donuts that he had gotten. He surprised me. I didn't know he got them. There's this bakery, I think it's in North Philly. I wish I could remember the name, but they sell these really good powdered donuts with this cream inside, but it's not, I love Boston cream. It's not Boston cream. But I hate that those frosting filled donuts that you can get at Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme, they're way too sweet for me. But this is much lighter, and there's also a salty aspect, not in a gross way. Just a little hint of salt to cut through all the sweetness. They're delicious. Then I went home to finish my talk through plan with me, which I do plan on doing another one. I've just been very busy, but there were 2 people who said that they prefer that, so your wish is my command. I will do another. And then Joe ended up coming over to my place and we watched Yellow Jackets. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked was that I worked, and then I was so happy because I originally thought that SPC was doing some sort of weird thing with their pop culture kits. I thought that they were only available for 48 hours or something ridiculous like that. And I was so confused and so bummed that I missed out on all of them. But it turns out it was a Shopify issue, and SPC posted on their stories that if you email in, Andrea can invoice you for those kits, even though they're not listed on the website. And so I got all the kits I wanted. So that was cool. That was a bright spot this week. Then I marked that I did arms and abs, and holy crap, my abs are weak. I've never been I don't have visible abs. I never have, but I've had way more core strength in the past. Just in a year, wow. I am weak, so we got to work on that. Then I took the shower. You know what I'm talking about. I did the dishes, and then I worked a little bit on my mini, which is just my favorite thing to do. It's just so relaxing. Then I did a voiceover for a plan with me, and then I marked that I was nervous about a UTI. Forgive me if I've already talked about this enough about my weird issue with drinking water, but if I don't drink enough water, I'm in absolute excruciating pain. It's actually why when I did have a UTI when I was 19, it took me so long to realize, because I just thought I was dehydrated. That's what it feels like when I'm dehydrated, just excruciating. And I, in my adult life, have gotten so good at staying hydrated because I'm so scared of that pain. But I guess this week I was just off my game because I just kept getting really uncomfortable bathroom trips, and I thought I had a UTI, but I didn't, so that's good. But this night I was really nervous because I was not feeling good. Moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked was that it was my short work day, And then afterwards, Joe and I were going to go see my grandmother and get dinner with her. But because she lives in like a nicer area in New Jersey and we want to make like the most of the trip, we stopped to do a couple errands. I had to mail a contact rebate. And so I had to actually like buy postage for that. So we went to the post office and then Joe had a return. And then our last stop on the way was to Aldi so that I could get more apples for the week. And then we had dinner with my grandmother, and I think I mentioned it in a previous Plan With Me, but she bought these 2 cakes for my uncle's birthday, and they were the most like repulsive, disgusting cakes I'd ever had. So I wanted to bring them up to her because I was just curious where the hell she got those. And all I had to say was, Grandma, you know those cakes you got? And she looked so disgusted. And she was like, those were the worst cakes I've ever had in my life. I'm furious. I paid XXX amount for them and they were disgusting. And apparently it was from this bakery that she loved before. So I guess we're never getting cake from there again. So that's good. I'm just glad that she hated it too. And then, we went back to my uncle's and we helped her hang up some pictures in her new bedroom, and we walked her around the block. She's very old. She's 88, but she does need like more movement in her life, and it's hard for her. You know, it's just so much easier to sit. So we took her for a walk, and then when we went back to Philly, we watched Yellow Jackets, of course, the show of the week. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked was that I finally finished reading my friend's manuscript, and I felt so bad that it took me so long to read it, but it was just like really hard for me to pick up, especially because it was on my phone and I much prefer a physical copy. So I did finish it. I didn't start my email to him yet, so like I still had homework to do, but at least step 1 was done. I had finished the book and had all of my thoughts. Then I did a lower body workout, which this is something I really, really, really want to make a priority in the coming months. I don't know if I will because I'm so busy, but I need to do workouts on the weekends and not just during the week. Because my weekends, like that's why I'm not seeing any progress. I just eat like a pig and don't move all weekend except for like a couple walks. I love this little munchkin. This is like my favorite sticker. But anyway, I did a lower body workout this day, and then we really didn't have much going on. So Joe convinced me to go jeans shopping, and we went to the Cherry Hill Mall, multiple stores. We were there for like 3 hours, and I found nothing. I hated everything. And I don't know how many of you like care about, you know, what's in and what's not, but for me, I should have purchased jeans last summer and the summer before that, because that's when the silhouette I'm most attracted to was more in style and more readily available. And now jeans are just getting bigger and bigger and wider and wider. I'm not trying to have like my super, super, super skinny jeans, which is like why I need new jeans. I look incredibly dated, which is fine. I'm not going to get rid of my super skinnies, but I look a little silly. Like Joe keeps telling me I look like a mom. Just like very outdated. But I don't want really baggy jeans. That's not my thing. So it's been a struggle. I found a couple things I'm comfortable in, but not this day. This day was a wash. So yeah, I just wrote jeans suck. And then we went, it was like 9 because we left when the mall closed, and we were starving. So I got a burrito from Qdoba. And they messed it up twice. The first time they gave me somebody else's order, and the second time when I went in to get my order, they just like half-assed it, so it just wasn't good. It was a waste. But whatever, I just ate half of it. And then I think Joe got like McDonald's or something else because he doesn't really enjoy like that kind of food. We went back to his place and organized his basement a little bit, and we actually got farther this time than we usually do. He usually gives up much quicker, so that was good. And then the final thing, of course, we watched Yellow Jackets. Moving on to Sunday, the first thing I did was walk to UPS, and I marked that it was so humid. I know it's going to be humid all summer. I'm not looking forward to it, but the fact that it was only 70 degrees outside and I was sweating everywhere. I was glistening. It was so humid. It was not good. And then Joe had like band practice at his place, and like the whole band was coming over to play in his basement, which is just not my thing. Like you can hear it in every single room, no matter where you go. Like when you pee, they're singing at you through the vents. It's not cute. So I went home. I took care of the cats. I did the trash because my roommate was gone, so it was my responsibility this time. And then I worked on my mini for a little bit. And then Joe was supposed to be finishing up with his practice. So I went to Walmart because I had to get like yogurt and stuff like that for the week. And Walmart was hell. Walmart was pure hell. They had recently redone this Walmart and made it amazing, added like 100 self-checkouts. So the experience is just so much more pleasant. But for whatever reason, it was Sunday night, my bad. But the whole world was there. There weren't any carts left. Like I couldn't use a cart if I wanted to. So yeah, crazy. Ended up being fine that it took me forever because band practice ran late. Even by the time I got back to his place, they were still jamming for like an hour. So yeah, it's fine that I was in Walmart forever. And then the final thing, we watched MTV Challenge and Yellow Jackets, of course, before I had to go to bed. And yeah, that is everything for this week. I feel like I was still a little bit busy. Like I went to see my grandmother, I saw the kids, and we went to the mall, which is wild. Been talking about it for months. Finally went. Didn't work out, but finally did it. And yeah, the coming weeks are very busy. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, especially if you stay till the end. And let me know what you think of this spread and of anything, whatever. Your feedback is always welcome. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.